Do. Okay, I think we're live. Hello, everybody. How's everyone doing? Welcome to. We finally. It says 0. Why? No, Opal's in here. Hi, Opal. I'm sure there's more. It takes a few minutes for the StreamYard to kind of catch up. But anyways, how is everyone doing? How's the beginning of this wonderful week? It's been an interesting one. So how's everyone doing? We are cross paths, and this is How to Be a Wizard. WIZ-101. Hello, little branding. All right. Hi, Opal. Hi, Uncle Badger. Let me see who else we have in here. Let me pop over here. The phone. I find when I go in on the phone, the chat is more real time. So let's pop in here and make sure I turn the thing down. Live chat. All right. Oh, hello, Butterfly. Hello, Katie. Hello, Isis Mommy. So how is everyone? Are we ready to continue on with our series? And why is my iPad wanting to display everything upside down? I don't know. All right. You know what? I should have brought up the text ahead of time. But why would I do that? What's the fun in that? You guys got to sit there and watch me open up the Kindle app. All right. Let me see. Got to get to where we left off, which was right here. Let's bounce back a little bit for a little bit of a review. Okay. That's why we'll do a little bit of review while everyone else filters in. Let me see. Oh, hi, Skyberry. Hi, Denise. How are you guys? Right. Okay. If you remember last time, so long ago, because we kind of skipped one and delayed this one, and I apologize for that. But anyways, the last one we talked about magical arts. We talked about the introduction, magic, fact, and fiction. And we just talked about what real magic is versus what fictional magic is. Real magic. And the way I look at it, I spell our real magic MAGIK or MAGICK instead of the fictional magic, which is MAGIC. You know what I'm saying? I do that in my mind, and I'm curious. Let me see. No, MAGICK. Yes. So he does the same thing, right? We all know that magic, as in the fictional magic, right? The Hollywood magic is MAGIC. So we put a K on the end of it. And that's our real magic. That's our rituals, our intents when we're casting spells or, doing a ritual, even casting circles. That is real magic. And it does exist. It's real. There is that real magic. And then there's the Harry Potter fictional magic. Right. So there was a little bit on that, too. I don't want to read the whole paragraph. I probably would have been quicker if I just read the paragraph. Now, lesson 2, types of magic. Right. We had high and low magic, high being So I'll read this part. Oops, I just banged the mic. Sorry. High magic, also called theurgy, meaning working things pertaining to the gods. We often call upon the aids of friendly spirits, gods. It's so as associated in like religion. When we call upon our deities, whether that be Zeus, whether that be Artemis or Apollo or Persephone or Jesus or any of the saints, depending on what kind of religion you're probably in, Buddha, Allah, all of those are pertaining to gods. That's higher magic. And I know in like Catholicism and in Christianity, they call it praying, right? But that's the same thing, right? When we petition our deities, it's just the whole play on words, right? And there's nothing wrong with calling it what you want, working with, praying, conjuring, but that's higher magic, right? That's the higher magic. Now, lower magic, that's the stuff we do with ourselves, right? Maybe we light a money candle. Maybe we make a witch's jar, or maybe we just light a candle for divination, or or even different forms of divination. I think a portion of, like, even when I'm reading tarot, a portion of that is magic, right? It's me envisioning the cards themselves as an entity, as a life force. That's why a lot of times when I'm reading cards, I say the cards say. You know what I'm saying? It's not me. It's no. I mean, there is my gift to interpret them, but when I'm reading, the cards are doing all the talking. But that's part of the magic. MAGICK. That's that type of magic. We talked a little bit about witchcraft. Witchcraft can therefore be defined as the practice of magic with the K, as it relates to pre-Christian European shamanism. The arts of witchcraft today include herbalism, divination, right? Magic, ceremonial ritual, healing, potions, and spirit world contact. That's, witchcraft magic. Okay, so next, because I got my bookmark here, and I think this is where we left off. So we need a little bit of a drink. I was going to talk a little bit about hypnosis and guided meditation. So if you have the book, I don't know. I do it on Kindle, so I don't know what the page is. But it is, let me see. It is Class 5 Magical Arts. That's the last, big heading. But anyways, hypnosis and guided meditation. From the Greek word hypnos, which is sleep, hypnosis is sleep, like a sleep-like trance, induced by repeated commands and mental concentration, in which the subject acts only on suggestion of the hypnotist. In such a state, subjects are sometimes able to recall long-forgotten memories and experiences. And hypnosis is a useful tool in various kinds of therapy, right? The word hypnosis was coined in 1843 by Dr. James Braid, who used a common technique of having his patients gaze steadily at a bright object. Medical hypnosis can be used to induce anesthesia, without feeling, for everything from tooth extractions to minor surgery. Hypnosis hypnosis has also been called mesmerism after Frederick Anton Mesmer. He thought the effects were produced by a kind of invisible energy or fluid which passes from the hypnotist to the subject, comparing this force with that of like a magnet. Dr. Mesmer called it animal magnetism. That's interesting. That's a little bit on hypnosis. Let's see. Oh yeah, some of this other stuff's pretty interesting. Hypnosis. So let's read on. Hypnosis seems to awaken some kind of right hemisphere consciousness we experience in dreams. In this state, all critical faculties go right out the window. Hypnotized subjects are incredibly suggestible, believing anything they are told by the hypnotist and acting accordingly, right? Old-time stage hypnotists often used suggestion to make people believe they were animals. And people would run around the stage on all four, barking like dogs to the amusement of the audience. This is because of the very different types of logic used in the different brain hemispheres. Our left brain, in which we experience normal waking consciousness, operates with deductive logic, reasoning from the specific to the general. This is the kind of scientific problem-solving thinking made famous by Sherlock Holmes, and modern detectives. Our right brain, however, works on inductive logic, reasoning from the general to the specific. This is the kind of thinking we often call suspension of disbelief. I know I've never called it that, but as when we are dreaming or utterly absorbed in a movie or a novel. No matter how bizarre and preposterous a thing might happen, we just don't overthink it and say, hey, wait a minute, that's not possible. So yeah, it's like the logic side of your brain versus the artistic, the imaginative.
Quick question.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt. What time did you get home?
What time did I get home?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Did you see a smaller little package in the mailbox?
I did not.
Because it said it was delivered, but there's nothing in her mailbox.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see anything. I would have put it in here. Okay. All right. Sorry about that.
In Green, Rhode Island.
Yeah, they delivered. Okay. Yeah, we're not green, so they delivered to the wrong place. Okay. So, we've got an interesting. Let's pop over here. I looked down and I saw this question. And it's very an interesting one. Does anyone believe in hypnosis? I know some people use it when they fall asleep. Example, to be more positive, to be a better person. I'll tell you, I've been to one of those. We used to have. I don't know if he's around anymore because he's older, but like not so many years ago, we used to have this local guy. He used to call himself the R-rated hypnotist, and he would play various clubs around Providence and Boston. And I've seen a couple of his shows, and let's just say he had people on stage doing things that. Yeah, needless to say, I was pretty convinced. But I've myself never been hypnotized per se. But I'm going to say I still think I believe it. I don't believe that you can hypnotize someone that's unwilling, right? You know, like they do in the movies, or like when, Dracula comes and he's like, oh, and his prey just, is like, oh. I don't believe that's possible. Not without like drugs or something, but willing recipients, I absolutely believe in it because it is actually part of like modern medicine, psychotherapy. I've known people that have had, repressed memories and have gone, through therapy and have seen hypnotists to kind of pull out and it's worked. Yeah, I am terrified of being hypnotized. Yeah, like I said, I've never been especially hypnotized by someone else. Now I've gone, on spiritual journeys, and hopefully we get to that. We will get to there's a section in there on spiritual journeys, or dream walking, and I've done that. I did that recently to make contact with my spirit animal, and that's a hypnotic state, but it's also an induced hypnotic state. It's it's induced by by herbs, by getting high basically. People use mugwort, people use that other stuff, wormwood, and you could smoke it, inhale it, put it over a coal and inhale it like that. Or you could steep it in a tea. But and when I did it, I basically used cannabis, of course, because that's the same effect. But it's a hypnotic state, but it's induced. So it is a very, very interesting thing. But yeah, I would be a little, yeah. So when I did, my spirit journey, I was at home in my living room under my control, right? I think where I would get weirded out is just being under someone else's control. That scares me. Really scares me. Anyways, let's move on. We kind of got off topic because the next part I really like. Guided meditations. Guided meditations are scriptic visualizations in which a person in a light hypnotic trance is told a story in the second person. Like you are walking along a path. You were doing this, you were doing that. It's almost like going on a role-playing game adventure. Such guided meditations can be used to talk you to places both real and imaginary, such as forgotten experiences of your early childhood. As such, this is a very useful technique in modern psychotherapy. There are whole books and tapes of such scripts used to help people in many ways. So, yes, I have been given guided meditations, and I have given guided meditations, but mostly in person. And it's a very, I really should create a pre-recorded video on a guided meditation. Maybe I mean, we've got a lot going on this week. It's been kind of a little bit of a rough weekend for us. So that's why we're a little bit I'm not active on the Facebook page and all that stuff. But I really, really have been saying for a while I was going to do some kind of guided meditation. So I really gotta maybe do a 15-minute one, do it as a pre-record. And I'll try to get that up sometime, at least by this weekend, yeah, I mean, I could not do it. I don't know. I would have to either have it filmed. No, what I'm talking about is being hypnotized. Guided meditations are not that bad. It's because you don't go into any sort of trance. It's just like meditating. You do your own visualization. Someone else is just doing the visualization cues. They don't make you do things right. You'll see. I gotta do one. I gotta get one up by this weekend, and you'll be able to. There's a lot of them, even on YouTube, I'm sure. And Arlene says, guided meditation depends on who is doing it and what their voice sounds like. Very true. Most, it's, you gotta be able to talk in a nice, quiet, soothing voice. Take a deep breath. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. You're in a field, walking along a path. And I could do it. Usually I have like real nice music in the background. That's the tricky part of making them on YouTube, because you have to find DRM free music. But yeah, it's got to be very soothing. You can't have someone with like a voice of like a duck quacking. It just won't work. Hi D Lamb, how are you? Welcome. But yeah, guided meditation is pretty cool. All right. That's pretty good, huh? Oh my God. Arlene says, ooh, Dave, you're good. I've been told I've done really good guided meditations. So I really gotta get one recorded. I really do. Anyways, lesson 3, color-coded magical practices. Now, there is like this color guide, just like, we color code candles for doing magic. Well, that translates, and bear with me. I'm gonna have me a stuffed cherry pepper. I know this is not rude, but these things are so good. Lucian's laughing at me. Sorry. I told myself I would never do this. I'm sorry. Okay. Why is it so hard to chew? Oh my God. Okay. Sorry about that. I don't think they were that hard. But yes, there's color-coded magical practices. So they are the let me see. So yeah, someone's asking, they're these. Let me see. No, it's stuffed with prosciutto and some kind of cheese. Provolone. It's a paisan snack. We like the stuff of peppers. But these aren't the stuff of peppers. These are the stuff of the cherry peppers. I am Italian, so I can do that. All right. So the colors of magic. Meditation magic, or that sort of mindful magic, is called aqua magic. Meditation is the basis of most of the Eastern disciplines of magic and wizardry. I'm sure you've seen masters meditating in movies, especially those involving martial arts. like kind of like on TV, but that's meditation magic. It's called aqua. Healing magic, that's blue magic, right? And that's any form of, so healing refers to all forms of magical arts and practices devoted to curing diseases, relieving aches and pains, and all of that stuff. It's healing. We know what that is. It's blue magic. Wart cunning is green magic. Now that's basically, herbalism, magical medicines and, other properties other things that come from plants, which is funny because you would think now green and blue may overlap, right? But I think the blue magic, if for healing, is stuff more like maybe even Reiki, and that type of healing. Whereas wart cunning is medicinal with herbs type of healing. Moving on. A divination is yellow magic, and that's basically divination. We'll see in the future, all of that good stuff. Illusion is orange magic. Now I'm going to read what he's got for this one because I think he sums this one up pretty cool. Illusion or orange magic, also called stage magic and performance magic. This area deals with miraculous illusions and special effects. Illusion magic is often divided into two categories. Ledger domain. I guess then he's got in parentheses conjuring and prestidigitation. Jesus. Or the sleight of hand magic. I think I'm going to just read the stuff that's in the parentheses. So you got conjuring and sleight of hand. And that's basically, stage magic, juggling and performance magic. That's orange. Let me see. Alchemy, that's red magic. Alchemy is the magical art and science of transformation and transmutation. Alchemy was the forerunner of modern chemistry, originating in Alexandria, Egypt, during the 1st century CE, when Egyptian metallurgy was fused with Greek philosophy and Middle Eastern mysticism. Medieval alchemists pursued 3 basic objectives: the transmutation of base metals into gold and silver, the discovery of the elixir of life that would heal all ills and bestow immortality, and the creation of the I can't read these words. Homunculus. Oh, and the artificial man. I didn't know much of that, but I know, it's the chemistry magic, and it makes me think of the alchemist card if you see me do readings from the Wizard's Tarot. But anyways, that's red magic. Beast mastery is brown magic. Beast mastery concerns everything to do with animals, of all kinds. Right? Communicating with animals. So working with, animal guides and stuff like that, could be, brown magic. He's got another one, cosmology, violet magic. That's, the stars, the cosmos. There's another one in here, mathemagics. That's clear magic. And that's basically, someone that's really adept with mathematics in a magical sense. Ceremonial magic is white magic, casting circles, doing really, hardcore ceremonies. Lore magic, that's gray magic. Lore means teachings, and lore mastery is the primary attribute of the wizard. Throughout history, wizards have studied and collected books and writings containing the wisdom of the ages. And many have assembled important libraries and museums. Lore mastery is all about knowing arcane secrets. Arcane is hidden secrets and esoteric mysteries known to very few others. Right? It is said that knowledge. It is said that knowledge is power. And much of a wizard's true power comes from his vast knowledge. Law, however, is more than merely secrets and mysteries. A very important body of lore concerns myths and legends. A lore master is also a storyteller. He can always come up with a tale to make any point. I'm pretty good at that. I don't know if you notice. I don't know if I do it on lives, but I use analogies a lot. Like I've been told I'm like great at analogies. And of course I won't be able to think of one now. But that's gray magic. Now put a little asterisk. I got to talk about gray. Because you'll find later on as we go into these lessons, there's a point where, unless we've done it already, where as you're becoming a wizard, you pick a path that corresponds with color. And I do believe that somewhat, but I refer to myself as a gray wizard, and it's not entirely gray because of being a lore master, though I do love to tell a story. But gray means I really like to dabble in multiple colors, but I'm not like a master at all of them. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think when you're a gray, I kind of vary a little bit from the teachings in this book with gray and white wizards. To me, a gray wizard, and it's very similar to actually, and let's make this parallel to modern Hollywood. It is the methodology used in Lord of the Rings with Gandalf. A gray wizard is a wizard who is well versed in multiple different areas of magic. So he's got the different colors, right? But he's still learning. He's still gray. Now, if you remember, after Gandalf died, or so, fell into the pit with the was it the dragon or whatever? When he came back, he was a white wizard. So whatever journey he went on when he fell into that pit brought him from learning to a master. So to me, a gray wizard is one that likes to, do multiple colors. I love to do candle magic. That's fire. That's red. I love to do, air magic, right? Incense. But I love to do divination. I read cards. That's yellow. So I straddle a lot of these different colors. So that's why I refer to myself as a gray wizard. Now, someday, at the end of time, I will have learned and amassed enough knowledge to be a white wizard. And that is really this next level wizard that is just so knowledgeable. It's to parallel fiction. It's, Gandalf when he returns. It's Merlin. It's Dumbledore. It's these master, powerful, top tier wizards are white, right? Hey, Amethyst, how are you? Hi, Cameron. Hi, D Lamb. Hi, Fathma. Sorry, I haven't stopped to say hi to people because I've just been rambling. But that's that's great. I kind of go off course from the book a little bit there. Anyways, the last one, in the colors, sorcery and demonology, and that he associates with black magic. So that's colors of magic. Let me see. Let's see if I want to do this part. No, there's a lot of. Well, let's skim over this next section. Lesson for a brief history of magic and wizardry in the Western world. I want to touch on a few. Let's go forward to Egypt. It says Egypt 2700 to 50 BCE. In Egypt, the pharaohs were considered divine kings in possession of innate magical abilities. As in many systems, there were two classes of magicians. The most esteemed were trained priests, professional magicians who acted as substitutes for the pharaoh in the performance of all necessary magical services. These included the viziers, or court wizards, such as Imhotep and Dedi of Dedsnefru. The second class was lay magicians, the equivalent of folk magicians, healers, and wizards. The Egyptian god of magic was Thor, or Tehuti. I guess that's what it is. Depicted as a baboon or an ibis. From Egyptian magic came the concept of the power of sacred names, which greatly influenced European magic during the Middle Ages and Renaissance. I thought that was pretty interesting. Let's skip a little bit forward, and I want to read Greece. It says Greece, 480 to 323 BCE. The Greeks developed a system and philosophies of magic, which were greatly influenced by the concepts imported from Egypt, right? The Greeks, they kind of got a lot of this stuff from Egypt, the Middle East and Asia. The Greek god of magic was Hermes, giving us the name of Hermetic magic. Like the Egyptians, the Greeks envisioned magic as divided into two classes, high and low. Throughout the Greco-Roman world, the most influential forces were the oracles, dedicated to various gods. At these ancient sites, specially trained priestesses would deliver notoriously ambiguous responses to questions. Also, so I kind of get that, being very ambiguous. Also, during this period, various forms of divination were in constant use, most notably that of examining the entrails or guts, especially the liver, of slaughtered livestock to discern the will of the gods. Yeah, I guess they would disembowel animals, livestock, to read the guts, I guess. That's kind of bizarre. Greece was also the home of several significant initiatory mysteries. The most famous being those of Eleusis, which enacted the story of the grain goddess Demeter, her daughter Kor, the flower maiden, and Hades, lord of the underworld, who abducts Kor each fall that she may become Persephone, his bride and queen. So that's the story of Persephone. How she in the fall goes to the underground, and the spring comes back. I didn't realize when she comes back, it's not Persephone, it's Kor, the flower maiden. Didn't know that. And let's skip forward. I want to read a little bit about, the Romans. So Rome, from 735 BCE to 455 CE, a principal Roman god of magic was Mercury, the messenger of the gods. The Romans used sorcery sorcery and counter sorcery to defeat rivals and advance them politically. Let me read this again. The Romans used sorcery and counter sorcery to defeat rivals and to advance them politically and materially. Though sorcery was popular with the public, the private practice of it was greatly feared by those in authority, and harsh laws were passed against it. The Cornelian law proclaimed, "Soothsayers, enchanters, and those who make use of sorcery for evil purposes, those who conjure up demons, who disrupt the elements, who employ waxen images destructively, shall be punished by death." Wow, they weren't playing around. The same attitudes were perceived in the medieval Christian church. Interesting. Very interesting. All right. Let's see. All right. We're going to kind of skip ahead to the next class where it says class, I think, Roman numeral V. I'm having a brain right now. Magical talents. Let me see. I'm going to get my book. That way maybe I can tell you which page I'm on. Give me 1 second. Let's see what the hell I am. Da-da-da. All right, hold on. Let's see if I can see which page. Magical talents. It is page 31. It's page 31. Page 26 in the book. Wow, even the books don't have the same numbers. Anyways, class magical talents. Okay, number 1, introduction to gifts and talents. And we're going to read what he has in the book. Like many of you, I was not born into a magical family, but I was a natural mage born, and I was always seeking my magical heritage. As a young whiz kid, I became quite obsessed with the whole idea of magical talents and psychic abilities. I read a lot of mythology, fairy tales, science fiction, and fantasy in those stories. Characters often had, like Superman, powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. Long before I found others like myself or the magical community, I began studying everything I could find about psychic phenomena. As I learned about each of those talents that had been cataloged, I began to practice trying to develop them in myself. Since I had no teacher in those days to instruct and train me in the magical arts, I had to make up my own exercises, training programs, and I was much more successful with some than with others. All right, I guess that's his. Interesting. It's just interesting. Some background. Anyways, part 2, glossary, a catalog of psychic talents. There are many varieties of psychic talents and phenomena. Almost everyone experiences some of these occasionally in their lives. The more gifted or trained you are, the stronger these abilities may manifest. In many cases, such talents come into effect around the time of puberty, when they may become quite strong. This is the best time to begin an apprenticeship in magic and among magical folk. This may be a time for a rite of passage. The scientific method requires systematic observation, study, theories, experiments that can be tested and reproduced. This presents a problem when examining the sciences, as it is difficult to make telepathy occur on demand or under controlled circumstances. Psi abilities are very real, but they usually manifest best when manifesting spontaneously. Here is a list of some of the most important psychic gifts and talents. Well, while I've never heard of anyone being able to do all of them, many people can do one or more. And as a wizard's apprentice, you can learn to do a number of these. All right, let's kind of go through this list and see. We can talk a little bit about some of these we may already have, right? So the first one, empathy, feeling someone else's emotions or another's physical pain or symptoms. And he says empaths come in two flavors, receiving and projecting. Receiving empaths pick up what others are feeling, while others around you are happy or sad. And projecting empaths infect others with their own emotions. I myself am a receiving empath. I can pick up on other people's emotions. I can tell when people are sad, happy. I can kind of feel it. Next one is telepathy. Right? Telepathy is, he defines it as remote feeling, to be telepathic. Then we have psychokinesis. Psychokinesis. That's mind moving, moving with your mind. Pyrokinesis. That's manipulating fire moving. There's healing. That's the ability to reduce pain and inflammation. It's like Reiki and stuff like that. And there's a couple of, I want to touch on these ones that begin with like the Claire, and then we're going to stop there and we'll continue because we're at 40, we're about an hour. So there's clear sentience. That's clear awareness, the ability to sense or be aware of things beyond the normal range of perception. Clear sensing, right? It's kind of like when you feel, I feel something, a presence or something like that. Clairvoyance, that's clear vision, the ability to see things that are not in sight or cannot be seen. Seeing the future, seeing something that's happening as it's happening somewhere else. That's clairvoyance. Clairaudience, that's clear hearing. The ability to hear things that are not within hearing range or cannot normally be heard. Also the sensitivity to pick up inner voices or subtle audio input. Clear kinesthesia, that's clear touching, the ability to feel a sense of physical touch and pressure from something that's not present. Clear olfaction, whatever. Okay. Clear smelling, the ability to smell or be aware of scents and perfumes that are not physically present or from other dimensions. Clear gustance, that's clear tasting, the ability to taste or be aware of flavors that are not physically present from, or from other dimensions or other places. Very interesting. You know, we've heard of some of these, right? I've heard of clairvoyance. I've heard of clairvoyance. um, but I realized there's a whole bunch of them, and it's kind of very intriguing because clairgustance really kind of intrigues me, right? To be able to I want to taste something that I, have never had. Wouldn't it be great if we could just meditate and taste something that's, exotic? We were having a conversation at work the other day about those pufferfish. It's a delicacy in parts of Asia, and it's very. It has to be prepared very carefully because it's highly poisonous. That's why I don't know if I even have the guts to try it. But yeah, it would be pretty fascinating. All right. Does anybody have any questions? I think we covered a huge amount of stuff tonight. So I think you get to the point where it becomes Charlie Brown's teacher. And wah, 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 wah. Oh, we talked about that. Oh, yeah, I think I might have skipped ahead a little bit in the last one. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Okay. We did a little bit. I think I skipped ahead in the last one. You remember saying that I have the hearing and Lucy has the touch note thingy. Interesting. All right. Well, I've got a bookmark here. And next class, we're going to talk about, we're going to pick up from meditation and visualization. Yeah, I think I might have skipped ahead. Yeah, why did I do that? I did. I think I skipped over some and went back and then talked a little bit about those. That's all right. Sorry about that. But yeah, we will we're going to pick up with meditation and visualization next week. We're going to do it at the same time, Monday night. All right, guys. Thanks for joining. D. Liam says, is this? Yes, this is ongoing every Monday evening. We're going to, bite off a little bit of the book. And if you want to kind of follow along, this is the book. It's the Grimoire for the Apprentice Wizard. Let me see. It looks like that. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on Kindle. It's written by Oberon Zell Ravenheart. Camera will not focus. It's that one that Opal just posted. It's this one here. So check that out on Amazon. All right. Opal says, I'm glad I'm paying attention. You're always paying attention. You probably, and it's funny, she's probably one of the smartest people I know. She went and got the book and she's messaging me. I'm already on chapter 5. I'm like, damn, you read that quick. Awesome. Okay, sweet. Just ordered it. There's a lot of good stuff in this book. And, we just scratched the surface. It's pretty thick. It's once we can go through it and we'll work the series all the way through the book. But the thing is, you'll find that it also makes a great reference book. If you're curious, or maybe something's coming up, maybe I don't know, one of the Sabbats. There's a whole section there on the Wheel of the Year and all the Sabbats. There's sections we're going to talk about pertaining to making magical tools like robes and wands. Um, you know, and there's all sorts of divination. He talks about scrying. There's even a section on some of the deities. A lot of stuff. It really does make a great reference book. All right. On that note, thank you guys for joining. Don't forget to check out the Facebook group, Crossed Paths. And also check out That's Lucian's Instagram. My phone's vibrating over there. I don't know why. And that is my Instagram, which I've been neglecting with a lot of the poo-poo that's going on lately. And anyways, let me see. What today is Monday. Hey, when are you going on? Are you going on tomorrow?
I think so, yeah.
What are you doing tomorrow?
Hoodoo 101.
Okay, so Lucian's going to have Hoodoo 101 tomorrow. What time?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. So tomorrow at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern, we've got Hoodoo 101. On Thursday, are we doing anything on Thursday? I don't know. I can't see that far ahead.
Thursday, I might start doing Leukemia 101, Santeria.
Okay, so pay attention to the to the Facebook group because Lucian may be doing something on Thursday. Popcorn party is Friday, and we're always looking for volunteers to join us in the fun. So post that on the Facebook group if you want to be a guest, and that brings us to Saturdays, which I don't even know what I'm going to do for Saturday. I have no idea. Oh man. Okay. Any other last minute questions? No, I think we're good. All right, guys. Oh, me. What's up, Opal? Me. Oh, you want to be a guest? Oh, absolutely. We'll have you on. We can have more. We've had more than one guest on. So definitely plan on it. We'll have Opal Owl on again. Yeah, she was funny. She was a great guest. Yes. See that? We have one guest for next week. Let's see if we can get a second guest. All right, guys. I love you all. Have a great rest of your Monday and rest of the week ahead.